Yo! What the What?
On March 26, 2024, at 1:24 in the morning, a container ship called the Dali lost all power in the middle of Baltimore Harbor. 4 minutes later, the Francis Scott Key Bridge was gone. 6 men died. The reason was a piece of plastic about the size of a fingernail. The Dali was 948 feet long. It had just pushed off from Baltimore's main shipping terminal, headed for Sri Lanka, carrying 4,700 containers. 21 crew on board, all of them trained, all of them running a routine departure. At 1:24, the main switchboard tripped. The lights went out. The engines cut. Emergency generators kicked in and then failed too. The Dali was dark, silent, and drifting toward the bridge at 8 knots. The crew got partial power back. They dropped the port anchor. They called mayday. Maryland State Police on the Baltimore side had maybe 90 seconds to act. A dispatcher radioed it out. "There's a ship approaching the bridge that's lost its steering. Stop all traffic." Police units on both ends held cars back within seconds. But 6 men on the bridge deck never heard the call. They were a pothole repair crew, working overnight because that's when traffic is light. Immigrants from Central America and Mexico, filling cracks at 1:27 in the morning. Their foreman was on break. He was the only reason he lived. At 1:29, the Dali hit the south support column. The column gave. The bridge came down in about 40 seconds. A truck driver on approach who stopped just in time said only, "Oh my God." 6 workers and an inspection vehicle went into the Patapsco River. 2 men were pulled from the water alive. The rest were not. 1 body wasn't recovered for 6 days, another for 2 weeks, one not until May. They were Maynor Suazo Sandoval, Miguel Luna, Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes, Dorlean Castillo Cabrera, Jose Minor Lopez, and Carlos Hernandez. Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, all working overnight, all on a bridge, all because that's when pothole work gets done. The NTSB's final report came out in November 2025, 20 months after the collapse. Investigators had traced the blackout backward: bridge collision, engine room, main power panel, a single electrical cabinet. Inside it, a terminal block, a small spring-loaded clamp that holds a wire in place. And inside that clamp, a wire that had never fully seated, a tiny plastic label, the kind printed with an ID number you'd find in any industrial wiring job, had been folded back under the clamp when someone installed it. It held the wire about 2 millimeters out of place. Over months at sea, that 2 millimeter gap vibrated. The connection failed. That was the trip that killed the power. And it wasn't the first time. The Dali had had another unexplained in-port blackout 2 days before it departed Baltimore. Same wire, same gap. The NTSB found it should have triggered a full inspection. It didn't. The port of Baltimore was closed for 11 weeks. 20,000 tons of steel were pulled from the river. The total cost of the collapse passed $2 billion. The 6 families have filed wrongful death suits. Corporate charges are still pending. A $1 billion bridge, a 948-foot ship, 6 dead men, and the thing that killed them was a piece of plastic about the size of a fingernail.